Starting out with a barrel gel test shot, we definitely got expansion on that one. Really nice. Switching over to 2 layers of cotton t-shirt, again, nice stretch cavity, definitely got expansion on that one.
.915.
Switching over to 4 layers of heavy denim, expansion failure. That's the expansion cavity of a plugged hollow point. Interesting, we got the flash ball all the way at the end of the block this time. Now watch this off-gassing from the back end of the block. Never seen that before. Thought it was interesting. Thought I'd point it out.
A little setup for this test, we're taking a look at the Doubletap Defense or Doubletap Ammunition 38 Special Plus P 125 grain, what used to be called the limited velocity or low velocity load. It comes in boxes of 50, and that's what we've got here, a box of 50 donated by Dan. And then I also bought a box of 20, which is the newer manufacturer, just produced and purchased in like March of 2014. Aside from, one's box of 20, one's box of 50, the specs on the end of the box look very similar. It's 38 Special Plus P. They're both 125 grain bullets. The old box is actually calling out Gold Dot, jacketed hollow point with LV designation. The new box just says Bonded Defense, jacketed hollow point. The velocities from a 4-inch and 1 7/8 inch barrels are identical. You can see the difference. It used to be produced with brass cases, manufactured by Starline. Now it actually uses double tap brass cases with a nickel plating. They both specify plus P. The bullets themselves appear to be identical, and they do appear to be 125 grain Gold Dot bullets. I didn't test the 50 count box. I actually ran the test with the 20 count box. Taking a look at the gel block, we had 3 test shots. We had the bare gel only test shot, 2 layers of cotton t-shirt, and then 4 layers of heavy denim. Let's take a look at the cotton t-shirt shot first. Nice big stretch wings off that central wound channel. Definitely indication of expansion. Comes on down. Wound channel starts to thin out a little bit, showing running out of energy. I don't know if you noticed this or not, but the bullet actually progressed out. And there was like a secondary stretch bubble back here. It acted like a vacuum, and it basically sucked the bullet back up the wound channel. So I'm giving it credit for the obvious end of wound track, which was out about here. And I'll throw the ruler up and we'll get a measurement on that. 2 layers of cotton t-shirt material. You can't really see it because it's a little bit deeper in the block, and the stretch wings are kind of pointed away from us, but that's an equal stretch cavity width to what we saw with the bare gel, like right here. Definitely got expansion. I don't know if you can see a little green plug of t-shirt material dropped about midway down through the block. This could be a tumble, perhaps. I'm not sure why that would widen out like that, but it does settle back down, and there's our bullet. Just so you know, this one's definitely obviously very expanded. This t-shirt shot is as well, and then what you see, the encapsulation around the bullet where it came to rest, does look like it went slightly farther than the bare gel shot directly above it, so it probably didn't expand as much, but we'll know after we pull that bullet. And finally, we had our 4 layers of heavy denim shot. Called it out in the still frame. No expansion. It basically plugged completely full of denim. Any stretch wings you do see are just from the energy of the bullet hitting the block, not the wide expansion cavity you see where the bullet actually expands. Just energy dump. You notice the wound channel got thinner and thinner as we go, much like that stretch cavity. And then here's that little bubble that we saw with the explosion towards the end of the block, and then cleared the block, and that's where the off-gassing, all the gas came out of this side of the block for a change, which was really odd. But again, cleared 18 inches of gel, you know, expansion failure, basically test failure. Let me get the ruler up and we'll get some measurements on these two guys that actually did expand. Okay, taking a real close look at our two bullets that did expand. Our bare gel expansion started at about a ½ inch into the block, was fully involved at its greatest at about 3.5, continues on with stretch wings all the way out till 7. 7 it starts to get skinny. Bullet actually comes to rest at 11, but again, I lit in that high-speed footage, you can actually see it get sucked back up the wound channel. Here is where it actually looks like it rested for a second before getting pulled back, and I'm going to give it credit for 13 1/8 inches to its farthest point. For our 2 layers of cotton t-shirt, again, expansion starts at about a ½ inch in, is at its greatest, I'm going to say at its greatest at about 2.5 inches into the block. Kind of spins around, rotates. That big plug of t-shirt material was dropped right at about 6.5 inches. If there was a tumble or yaw that caused this widening, that happened at about between inches 9 and 10.5. And then, very similar to our bare gel only shot, we've got 13 1/4 to the very back of the bullet base, right there. Basically, our heavy denim shot was a failure. Just zipped straight through, didn't catch it, went all the way out past 18 inches, couldn't look for it in the berm, couldn't find it. So I'll pull the bullets, get some measurements, and we'll see how they did.
Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you like the channel, go ahead and subscribe.